So much power lies in every decision you're making or not making. Hey, it's Melanie here, and I was feeling super inspired. I'll give you a little peek behind the scenes. I have been on back-to-back conversations today talking with people who are going to be experts in my upcoming Create Your Own Economy event. And I've been asking them, like, what is it that helps you create your own economy? What makes you the center, the hub of being able to turn the faucet on to opportunity, to clients, to sales? And what keeps coming up, and it just struck a chord with me how powerful this is. It's all about the decision. And I just wanted to jump in here today and check in with you. Like, where do you need to make a decision that will actually activate what you want instead of maybe feeling like you're lining up with a lot of things you don't want? I last year during the pandemic, I had this just complete download, and I don't always respond quickly to those downloads, but I knew I had to. And maybe you've had some of these too, where I knew that there was something different that I was experiencing this time when the basically the world stopped moving. This is my third economic upheaval that I've lived through as a business owner. And I thought, you know what, I'm doing things really differently this time. What is it that I'm doing? Nothing else is different outside. Like, everyone is in the same pandemic. We were dealing with my husband being furloughed, and that was a big deal because we got a huge nut every month, and that was a huge load to carry without him. He was furloughed for a year without any income coming in. And what I looked at was like, I was different. And here's what was different. And here's what I want to inspire you around today. What can be different for each of us in any given moment is our decisions. The decision we make propels energy. The decision that we make about anything in our lives activates energy. There's a quote that I was told when I was really young, and it didn't make any sense till about 10 years ago. And the quote is often attributed to William H. Murray, and that is, the moment a decision is made, providence moves too. And so I feel like I've been living this a lot over the last 10 years. And there's a couple of things that I had to shift my beliefs around, shift and upgrade my vibration around to be able to do this. And I'm so inspired, having talked to all these experts this morning, that I wanted to share a couple of things that are coming out of the experts I'm lining up for Create Your Own Economy. And one of them is that when you want something, decide to have it instead of maybe one day I'll have it. It's, I'm all in on this. The power of that decision shifts how we show up. It shifts us out of being interested and into being committed. So be all in on something. When I work with people who are evaluating if they're going to join Amplify Mastermind or Amplify Inner Circle, it's always like, decide, be all in on whatever the decision is. And then we'll figure out how to make it work. So start with the decision. The second thing about that decision is, when you're all in, you start looking for ways to make it work instead of wondering if it will work or being in fear, like, well, what if it fails? Like, once you're committed and you're all in, your mind becomes more resourceful. You become the person who will do whatever it takes instead of, oh, well, let me see if I can make it work. I watch people do this all the time. Maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know if I can, right? And that's valid. Sometimes we don't know if we can, but we won't know what we can accomplish until we're all in on something and we've made a decision. The other thing that was coming up with some of these experts about the power of a decision is that when the decision is made, the how starts to reveal itself. And I know that sounds like this crazy meme, right? Like, or a quote that you might read on someone's Instagram, but it's true. And so a little bit more like on the personal side about last year and what inspired Create Your Own Economy in the first place was, when my husband was furloughed, and his very big income fell away, we started to look at, okay, well, what might have to happen? And one of the things that got put on the table is, well, we might have to not have our house, like we might lose it. And there was a moment where I said, okay, like I could be okay with that if that's what had to happen. But I looked at him and I said, I'm choosing for us to make it through this and not have to release anything that's important and valuable to us. And that decision shifted everything. And so here's the third thing. When you are 100% in your conviction and committed to something, you can actually move other people into alignment with your decision by the sheer power and nature of your conviction. I was 100%. I had no idea how anything was going to work out. I mean, I make a good amount of money in my business, but it wasn't set up and designed to like fulfill everything we needed. But I knew like we'll make it work. Like I will shift whatever I need to shift. We will shift whatever has to shift. And so all kinds of things we never knew were possible started to reveal themselves to us. There was a program that we were able to tap into to help us with our mortgage and how we could, get back to full capacity again. I had some things shift in my business where my VIP days all of a sudden started selling like crazy. And when I hadn't even thought about selling VIP days forever, one of my programs, a bunch of referrals came through and all of a sudden people were coming out of nowhere because I was 100% committed to, hey, whatever it takes, we are going to keep this everything in motion. I knew that as an entrepreneur, I have the unlimited capacity to create any level of success I want at any moment. And when I needed to, I was able to tap into that and turn that on. So I want to speak to you in this moment, depending on where you're at. Maybe you're already, like humming along and things are great. Awesome. High five. So happy for you. This is about sharpening the saw now. How can I do that and simplify to multiply? How can I streamline those things? And how do I, like sustain that so I'm not constantly in this high capacity mode? If you're listening to this today and you're tuning in, you're thinking, how on earth do I create my own economy? I want you to watch your emails. Very soon, you're going to get an invitation to join me for Create Your Own Economy. It will transform what you believe is possible. And I want you to watch for the invitation to upgrade to the VIP status, which is going to open up even more power. I'm going to have a one-day event on November 16th. So save the date. And I'm going to show you how to transform your reality and become the person who can turn on the faucet at any time. And it is a very powerful thing to know that you can do that. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. Like, what are your thoughts about creating your own economy? Like, are you all in and you're just looking for how? Is it still feeling like a mystery? Do you think it's a bunch of hooey? Like, tell me what's on your mind. I want to hear. Just tap into the comments below. Tell me how you feel about creating your own economy. And I can't wait to hear what's on your mind with it. I'll be jumping in here a little bit more over the next few weeks. And then I'm going to be introducing you to some of my friends who they're just extraordinary beings. They've got so much talent and so much expertise in this area. I can't wait to share them with you. So stay tuned. We'll have more soon. Bye for now.